But
maybe.
everyone is still chanting AI is changing advertising like it's some cult retreat in Sedona. And I know I'm just like, you're Sedona.
Yeah.
So let's accept this. You have said that AI isn't about hyper-targeting general creative. It's about how identity unlocks the future possibilities. And I agree with that. So, but what do you think is the most overhyped, completely misguided belief about AI and TV today?
I don't think creative generation is going to get us where we need to go. And that's where you're seeing, because it's a parlor trick in a lot of ways to be able to give us.
I'm not sure a lot of it's AI. Again, I think it's piggybacking on, a lot of this is, and I've over and over again, I found this, it's piggybacking on the enormous CPU clouds that exist now. You know, you used to buy rack space, your own little rack. You buy 100. Now they need entire blocks. And I see these blocks. Even in Phoenix, I've seen them in Vegas. And by blocks, you mean 10 by 10 miles of electricity and servers.
Yeah.
And they're talking about building, nuclear plants to be able to do it. And it's so cheap right now. So a lot of it isn't AI. It may be AI powered or AI sprinkled upon it, which Ann Coughlin said about AI. But
I think there's a lot of Gen AI creative. To your point, it's probably a hybrid approach, right? In terms of the way the neural networks are interfacing with just more traditional algorithms.
Right.
But I think
a lot of it is you have an LLM on top.
Yes.
Of the other system.
Right.
So yeah, it feels more natural, or sometimes it argues with you that you can't do something completely legit because it's wrong.
Yeah.
Because now your Photoshop has personality, which makes no sense, but yeah, we'll go with that.
So look, I think that's where everyone's investing right now, is trying to automate creative. I think that's the part where humans are actually still, and I'm not saying AI will not get to a point where it's creative. It will probably. I don't know the time frame for that to actually happen. But in the next 5 years, I would bet humans still have a lot of value in the creative process. Where I think people are not paying attention to, AI is trained on online data, digital data.
Right.
It's amassing, it's scraping the web, pulling in data, pulling in all types of information from publishers and aggregators and community social sites like Reddit, for example, to train the algorithms to predict the next word or to predict the semantics. What the AI algos have not sufficiently been trained on is the real world and what's happening in the real world and the data associated.
Because the internet isn't the real world.
Correct. The internet is not the real world.
It is what people want to present. And in many cases, it's very real to who they are. There's an argument that Instagram may be teenagers' real lives, but we also see people with the cameras out there dancing and stuff, and we know that's not what they do on a day-to-day basis. But if, according to the AI, every single teenager spends 24/7 dancing.
That's right. And I think
watching cats.
And a lot of the real decisions around purchases, just bringing it back to our industry and advertising, are made in real life. Like, you're not always on your phone or your desktop when you make a purchase. It might hit you when you're walking to work or out on a bike ride and you're like, oh, I need to go get this bike. Or maybe you see a neighbor's car in real life and you're like, oh, that looks really nice. When I'm in market next year, I might want to actually.
Yeah, we can't buy a bike online. We have kids that are going to grow and, you buy a certain bike online, it's perfect for that size. It's going to be useless in 6 months. But we didn't know that until we went to the store and they say, you need to get this type of bike because it actually adjusts, and they'll get a full year. And then you'll spend another $500. But, you can't help it. They're growing.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you have to give them shoes and clothes and all that and feed them.
We bought our bike 2 sizes up last time because
that makes sense, right?
They're expensive. So we're like, all right, kid, learn to stand while you pedal. And it'll be all good. So, I think that the interesting part of the next 5 years will be who's able to connect the real world to the digital world. And the household is really an interesting way to do that, because people they consume the internet in their household, but then their household is part of a real neighborhood, a real community, and you can find information about that real community.